What if women lived in a world without men? This is the question I'm asking myself after reading I, Who Have Never Known Men by Jaqueline Harpman. So this novel starts with a young girl amongst a group of women who are all held in confinement by a mysterious collective of men. This girl has no understanding of the real world or a world amongst men. And basically they break out and the novel follows their journey in making sense of this post-apocalyptic setting. And I found this novel so fascinating and relevant because it explores the construct of patriarchy through an existential lens. The novel isn't about the struggle between men and women as much as it is humanity's struggle with the institution. And it is such a grounding foundation for understanding feminism because feminism isn't the critique of men as much as it is the critique of an institution that traps everybody, men and women. And so several spoiler alerts here, but we learn later in the novel that regular men were also being confined by this mysterious system. And we actually never discover who the real perpetrators are. It's never revealed. And this is all intentional because there is no one group of individuals that is administering the patriarchy. The patriarchy continues to exist because of everyone's participation. It is a framework that is so deeply embedded in our understanding of society that in its absence, there's this existential void that leaves our protagonists feeling morbidly callous and empty. And ultimately, it's actually a world where men and women coexist that create meaning around love, intimacy, even the beauty of our biology. But this doesn't disqualify Hartman's emphasis on women's solidarity in the face of crisis and uncertainty. That in the absence of men, women can absolutely depend on each other. But brilliantly, she adds nuance. They still experience interpersonal conflict and tension as everyone navigates their role in the group. And there's even allusions to capitalism and how it plays a role in dividing a domestic household. Ultimately, it's this understanding that bridges the gap between non-elite men and women, and that we're all suffering to some degree by the same oppressive system. And that oppression is nuanced according to your class, race, etc. But I think the book poses an honest question on whether this is something some of us are truly willing to confront. I mean, some men and women are truly comfortable with the framework patriarchy has provided in understanding the world. The question is, without patriarchy, what framework do we use in understanding our existence, our relation to each other, and our roles in society? Maybe it's in that ambiguity where we can experience what it means to be human and embrace the absurdity of life without structure or pre-established frameworks. Maybe empathy is the start to shifting patriarchal norms and experiencing love, which is simply human, boundless and undefined.